Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering the LEC 2024 Summer Split. For this occasion, I have here him with me, Finn, the top laner for Rogue, who coming off of a loss to Carmine Core to end the first week of set split. So, Finn, really appreciate you taking the time once again for doing this quick interview, and of course, commiserations on that loss. Just first and foremost, covering how are you feeling? How are you taking in this recent match?
Well, it's a huge disappointment, obviously, to lose against K Corp. I think I came into this day expecting a good win. I think we are a stronger team than them, so I really thought we would take the win. I think today just kind of came down to a lot of discoordination in the mid game, especially around third and fourth Drake. I think we kind of dropped the ball. I think we were in a good spot before that, but coming into the game, the Drake 4, I think we gave up our position for no particular reason and kind of gave them too much space to contest us. Later on, we still committed to a fight where I TP'd down, and it was just like not good of a situation for us. We could have done a lot better, a lot better options there, and I think that's kind of what it came down to. A lot of weird calls.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Obvious follow up as I usually do. What do you think made it such for the team to just put on that kind of display, vastly different compared to how you are normally kind of accustomed to?
Mm, I think these things happen when one guy has an idea, like one guy sees a play that's probably even a good play, but he sees it so fast in the moment that he can't actually explain it to the other three people, and then because he sees the play and he's like in his mind that's a good play, he goes for the play, but the other three people haven't cognitively realized this play is happening, so they don't take the proper steps to follow up on his play. So instead, there are three people that go for the old play, and one guy that changed the plan and made the new play that would have been good if we all adapted fast, but we were just like not that synced in game. We were a little bit slow on that adaptation, and I think that's where we fell short today.
I mean, in that sense, it does really just put a sense as to how difficult one has to do or a team has to do to sort of just um, go together in one speed, one direction, and just go full throttle. And just fortunately, it didn't really happen as much to you guys. Um, yeah, not even focusing on that the series now, just focusing on the entire week. Starting off with the loss to SK, but then you guys bounced back against Vitality. How do you kind of look at the team's overall form after the first week? Are you kind of like not as satisfied? In addition to coming off of a match like this, or are you kind of somewhere like in the middle of that regard?
No, I for sure had higher expectations on the week one. I think we should have won at least two of these games. That I think both the SK game and K Corp game were in our hands at one point that we kind of just like threw away. So there's obviously a big disappointment. Then it's just back to the drawing board. We have to do a lot better for next week. I do think we can beat any team in the league, so I'm not that worried about who our opponent is. I'm more just focused on what we can do to actually fix our core issues because they've been prevalent now for one split, and even this week they were prevalent. So this is something we really have to get to the bottom of. Like, why is this? Why does this keep happening? And how do we actually fix the root core of the problem?
Yeah, and of course you'll have time to actually make that happen and and do that amidst the regular season. Although we do have, although I do say this with the fact that we only have 3 more weeks to go before it wraps up, and just sort of tells us about how fast it has to be done. Those kinds of adjustments. Um, how do you think the team will be able to just make that happen in such a tight schedule like this? With only best of one, single round robin, and just having to uh, make use of the what little um, chances you have at your disposal.
Yeah, I think we just have to work really, really hard at it. Like we just have to put in a lot of hours, a lot of effort, and just keep working at it. That's the only option we have at this point. We don't have any other easy ways out. We don't have any other options. We have 3 more weeks. We better make it to the top three this split. That's our goal. Top three in the season because then we can make it to the season finals. So that should be all on our mind. It's all we're focusing on. All we can work towards. That's how it is for me at least.
Okay, I understand that. Now I want just to focus on just how the team moved on from end of spring split to now. With the fact that you guys had around almost 2 to 3 months of a break and just having time to reflect on what went wrong and then just adjusting from that. From your point of view, Finn, what do you think was the biggest difficulty that the team experienced in that spring split from the time you joined up until now, and how you guys kind of been working on adjusting from that during the break?
I think one of the big issues we have is that I think a lot of people see the game very differently, and I think when you go in game, it's very important that people have the same opinion about what is correct to do, because then people will be a lot faster to adapt to what's happening in the game. But if one guy thinks this play is good, and one guy thinks we should do this, one guy thinks we should do this, everyone subconsciously is like already deciding what to do, but very desynced. And that was our issue in spring, and I think that's one of our main issues now in summer as well that we have to overcome. I think we just have to, no matter what, all five of us has to kind of be in alignment of what is the correct way to play, what kind of, how we want to approach, for example, dragon setups. Like, do we want to be willing to trade a third dragon, potential soul point for a tier 2 tower, for example? And if we do, we have to be very quick at it. Like, because if we wait with our decision, then enemy's going to take Drake and then be in time to defend the tier 2. So it's very important we decide these things very early and everyone sees the same thing, because if we don't, then we end up looking at the dragon and then thinking, oh, we actually can't fight this, we have to go take a tier 2 top. We try to do that, and then they're already there to defend it. So we're just playing a bit discoordinated, I would say.
How much how much do you think that will then play a role in just how the team will perform? You know, just trying to um, take care of just that this coordination that kind of, I can't find a word but of synchronicity, but kind of the opposite of that. How do you think that will kind of affect the team's just sort of run in this split, be it good or bad?
No, I think if we can figure this out, I think we're going to be very good. I think there's a lot of individual talent on this team. So if we can get over this initial hurdle, I have no doubts that we can't. I have no doubts in my mind that we can't like reach the top of LEC. Like, I think we can go how far ever it's possible if we can break this curse that lies upon us right now.
Oh, for sure, and hopefully you guys are able to do that in due time. But I say this, and looking at the schedule, next two opponents for next week, I mean, Fnatic and G2. I mean, you can't. It doesn't get any much more harder than that. But yeah, that's your next two opponents in your schedule. Just sort of an overview of your thoughts on and how the team will approach against those two sides next week.
I think just hand it to them, just contest them and fight them, and don't let them do what they want. Just take the game to them, and like as long as we have tools to fight them, I don't. We've beaten G2 many times before. We've beaten Fnatic as well in scrims. Like we have the talent to compete with them. We just have to not be scared of taking risks. We have to be on the initiative when it comes to this, for sure.
Okay, I understand that. Pretty short and simple answer, and one that tells everything that needs to be said about that. Finn, really do appreciate you taking the time once again. I'm going to wrap up the interview right here. Really appreciate it for you taking the time doing this. And best of luck goes to you and the rest of the team for next week.
Thank you so much.